Hello there, Joe Finator here, FTB Play episode 43. Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode, we're going to be checking out all the improvements I've made since last episode, how much progress we've made, and we're going to be working on building a lot of TNT. So let's get started. So first we're going to go upstairs, and you're going to notice immediately one upgrade, and what is it? It's this barrel, and this barrel is filling with scrap, and where's that scrap coming from? Well, if we walk over to this thing, you can see I've raised the height a little bit, so it goes up to the actual top hopper there, but it's filtering straight from the recycler. Now, every time there's 64 scrap in here, it gets pulled out and shunted, if it can't go into the mass fab, all the way over, through the wall there, and into this barrel. And why do I want a barrel full of scrap? Well, before my scrap production was pretty slow. It only ever worked when this thing was turned on. And as you can see, I rarely turn it on. I don't need any UU matter anymore. Why? Well, I've made a crap ton of UU matter. Yeah, a lot. This has been, I think each of these takes like 8 stacks of scrap. So, I mean, you can just imagine how long it took me to do this. But on top of that, you can also see what I've done with this chest. I've emptied it out entirely. Why? Well, that's because I filled my ingots chest. My goodness, have I been busy. Now, another thing you're going to notice is if I turn around here, wait a minute, what's that? Oh, it's a stream chest. And what does that mean? Well, in between episodes, I've been streaming about an hour to 2 hours, usually late at night, so you won't be able to catch it unless you're awake, of course. And inside that chest is a bunch of items I'm going to use to make only on stream. So I'm going to do builds on the stream and builds in game. And now, because there's only about 7 episodes left, including this one, I can't exactly do a whole lot of building in game. So what am I going to do? Well, most of my building is going to be on stream. So it's going to make you guys go check me out, hit the follow button, and you can watch those. And if you can't hit the follow button because you don't want to make an account, don't worry. It's in my past broadcasts in the highlights area. I make highlights of about an hour or so that you guys can check out me doing builds. Now, let's head down to the basement. I think this goes to the basement and see what's been going on down here. Well, you can see the steam boiler is completely filled with fuel. And I've also built a second refinery, as well as 2 more engines. And you can see my oil thing is starting to run out, as well as my actual fuel iron tank being next to full. I think that's got like 20 buckets left to make. So yeah, we're getting pretty well on with fuel. So I don't think we're going to need to make any more for the rest of the season. Now, I'm not totally sure if that's true or not, but we'll see. Another thing that I've upgraded is you can see this tank is actually starting to get pretty empty. And why is that? Well, it's not emptying right now, but if we head outside, you guys will see what I've upgraded out here. So first off, when I walk out, you're going to notice a big empty space right there. Why is that? Well, I've moved my tree farm. Not technically moved, I've just taken it down for now. I'm trying to generate a little less lag, so it's less laggy for you guys to watch. But if we head up here, oh nice, I got it. You're going to notice I've done a little bit of a reno here. What's this? Well, these are clearly industrial steam engine. This is a redstone energy cell. Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed when I walked into the other room, back here, when I walked into this room to check out the MFSU, there was already a redstone energy cell in here, meaning I've made another redstone energy cell. Pretty awesome. So this redstone energy cell is powering those as well as my spare one being powered. So I'm just rotating them back and forth to allow me to do a lot more processing. Oh, did I almost get it there? Oh well. So that means I've upgraded this room, and it's using the steam through liquid tesseracts, of course, because they're ingenious. If I just cut this block right here, you can see I've got another tesseract in there. Alright, so that tesseract is clearly powering these industrial steam engines, giving off 32 EU per tick to this redstone energy cell when I turn them on. But they use a lot of steam. I think each of them uses 40 or 20 or something like that, and that's about either 80 or 160 steam per tick, and that's not good because I don't have that much generation back at the base. Now, the big finale, other than this addition of overflow, is the sweetest thing you've ever seen. So last episode, or a few episodes ago anyway, I had a comment from a very avid viewer, one of my one of my more loyal followers, watches every episode, every stream, everything I've ever done about this. He recommended I build a cow grazing area, or actually, he recommended me building a soul shard for cows, and I said, how about a cow grazing area? He's like, oh, that'd be cool. So what did I do? I did that. I cut a hole in the wall, and I went out in the side yard, and I built a giant grazing area. It's pretty awesome. There's a giant feeding area, there's some actual stalls to eat from and bathe in, and there's a rain shelter for all the extra cows that I can't fit in the barn anymore. So let's go up here and actually look at what it looks like, because it's beautiful. I built this on stream. You guys can go check that out at twitch.com/JoeFinator. I'll link that in the description, maybe on the screen as well. And you can see what I did. It took me about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes, to build this entire cow farm. And what I plan on having this cow farm do, you can see there's a lot of cows, probably 100 to 200 cows, is we're going to have a little bit of a railroad that goes over a bridge here and over to this pit. And what is this pit? Well, I'm sure you can see what those are. Those are transposers. But I'm not going to show you what's down there because I want you guys to go check out the stream. So you guys can do that and see what happened in that nice long stream there. Alright, so let's actually get on the builds. That's what I've done so far this episode, or prior to this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now let's get on the build of today. What are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be making a ton of TNT. So what do we need for TNT? We need some sand, and we need some gunpowder. So let's first make a plan for TNT. Let's get ourselves some sand. I should have a little bit. I've got 4 stacks of sand, 3 and a little bit. Alright guys, I'm going to go get a little bit more sand from that mountain of sand over there. Load it up on the chunks. There it is. Alright, I'm going to go get a bunch of sand from over there, and I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Alrighty guys, as you can see here, I'm heading off towards the... the mob spawn, or the mob grinder. What am I talking about? I'm heading over to the mob grinder here, and we're going to check to see just how much... there it is, how much gunpowder we've got. We've got 347. Now, I'm not sure if that's enough, but I think 5 stacks is going to be just enough for what we need to do. This has been running. I'm not sure if it's been running a lot. I'm not even sure if this has even been working, but yeah, so that's pretty much all you need to know. This thing is running, it's just not very fast. So let's head back to the base, where we should have our sand in our inventory, just like that. And we've got our gunpowder. Alright, so let's write that to this blank plan here. So now we've got a plan for TNT. Let's just toss all the sand we can and all the TNT we can. So let's get a little bit more than that. I think we've got enough for a full stack of TNT. I think we're going to make a few extras just so I can show you guys my plan for the Ender Dragon. So let me just grab a little bit more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, grab one more TNT. So I think TNT can be activated with redstone. I'm not totally sure about that. So let's go try that outside somewhere. Nothing like blowing up a little TNT to spice your day up. This is probably the first time have you guys seen me blow up TNT yet? Make holes in mountains and stuff? I don't know, maybe. So let's place it right there. We'll place a block in front of it. And I think, oh yeah, it works with redstone. Alright, so the redstone works perfectly. So it blows a little bit of a hole. Now, I'm not sure if that's a large enough explosion, because imagine something like this. So it's about this size. Alright, it's about this size. There we go. Alright, so it's that size, and it's pretty much made of obsidian. Now, we need to blow it up. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do this. Every single time we see one of those, we're going to fly up to it, and we're going to place a piece of TNT right beside it. And then we're going to fly off and go to the next one and place a piece in TNT. We're not going to light it immediately. Why not? Well, what we're going to do is, you guys remember those wireless, or there it is, wireless receivers and transmitters. Well, we're going to use a whole bunch of receivers, all in the same broadcasting sequence, or frequency, or whatever you want to call it. And they're all going to go off at the same time so that we can kill the Ender Dragon simultaneously. So what we're going to do is, hopefully, if Pokerochi ever, not Pokerochi, if Mystery Man, also known as Pokerochi, I guess, ever wants to come help us, if he ever responds to that letter that we're supposed to send off, or did send off, if he ever comes with us, we can set this up super easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a whole bunch of these receivers. So we need a receiver dish, obsidian sticks, wires, and wafers. I think we need 64. I think that's what it's going to end up being. So I need to make a bunch of these wafers, which is a bunch of stone smelted down. So you guys are going to have to let me go off for a little bit here. I'm going to have to smelt all this stuff down, and I'll come back to you guys. Cool? Okay, so what have we got here? Well, I've made enough resources, I believe, to make 64 wireless receivers. So let's see how that turns out. 63, 64. Awesome. So these things, I believe, are strong enough to power the TNT. Now, I'm not going to test it because I don't have any extras, so we're just going to have to assume. Actually, I'm going to make an extra one of these because you know what? If I don't test it and I get to the end and I die, well, you can just imagine how frustrated I'll get. So we need a little bit more obsidian. We need an ender pearl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get myself an ender pearl. We need some glowstone and redstone. Combine those with the ender pearl to get myself a reether pearl. Combine that with an obsidian stick I make to get myself the transceiver. We need to make a stone bowl. 3 of these. And combine that with this. 2 stone wires, a wafer, obsidian stick, and receiver dish, a wireless receiver. Now let me go get a little bit more gunpowder, yes. And, oh, I didn't. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so another thing we're going to do is, you're probably wondering to yourself, if I place this TNT in this receiver, how am I going to blow them up? I don't have anything to give it a signal, I don't have a transmitter, I don't have a pressure plate. What are we going to do? Well, I've got an answer to that question as well. So let's go over to our little test explosion hole. And let's toss another piece of TNT in here. So let's place one here, and let's place our wireless receiver, say, there. Now we're going to turn this thing to negative, or I guess 5,000. So that's on 5,000. So what are we going to do to activate all of our transmitters, or receivers, sorry, all at once? Well, there's this item called the wireless remote, and you just need a wireless transceiver, pretty easy to get, and you need yourself the button. Awesome. So let's go get a button and another reether pearl. Let's grab 4 more iron. We need 4 redstone and 4 glowstone. We need an obsidian stick. Alright, so let's get our iron, our minium stone, with 4 glowstone and 4 redstone, and we need a button. It'd be cool if you could like make it with a wooden button and get like a wooden version. That'd be kind of neat. So we get our button with our transceiver, and we get ourselves the wireless remote. Now this thing is really cool. If you shift right click, it opens up a frequency. And now say I choose frequency 5000. Well, let's see what that does. So now when I go up to it, I don't have to be near it, but I'm going to do it so you guys can see it blow up. Is when I'm close to it, you can see if I just right click, activates the receiver. And now what happens? Boom! Big explosion. So we know that this works from now. We know that the receiver will activate the TNT. So we've got a way to blow up all the TNT, to blow all of the defense shields up. So I think that's a good point now as far as offense goes. So from now on, we're going to be working on, or at least for next episode, we're going to be working on the defense. We need something to fly around as well. So we've got our defense and our actual armor. So I think what we're going to do next episode, so let's put this in the shields thing with our remote. So what we're going to do next episode is we're going to work on flying. We need to get ourselves a thing called the Gravisuit. This thing is ridiculously expensive. It holds 10 million EU. These things are crazy expensive. So you remember how I got all those UU matters, right? Well, this is why. Iridium plates in each of these. It only makes 3, and each of these takes 6. So it takes, I think, 4 iridium per superconductor. And there's 4 here, so you need 16 plus however many these things take. Like, it's an expensive recipe, so this is a pretty big build. We're probably going to wait till next episode to do all that. The good thing is I've already got myself a quantum suit. Now, the one thing we might be able to work on in this episode, because I think we've got a little bit of time left, is the ultimate lap pack. It's pretty easy to get. You just need one iridium plate and one superconductor. So let me just check how much time's gone by, and we'll maybe work on that, guys. Okay, so we've got about 4 minutes left on the clock here. So what we'll do is we will work on getting ourselves the ultimate lap pack. So I'm going to make the 6 Laptron crystals right now, probably off camera. 6. Toss those in there. We need our redstone. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so we need some lapis and some electronics here. So I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so we're going to grab ourselves the 6 Laptron crystals. Yep, that's 6 right there. And now what do we need? We need the iridium plate. That's pretty easy to get. Let me check to make sure I've got some advanced alloy. Get myself the... Ooh, need a lot of iridium ore. Let's grab myself a bit of that. Need... What is it? 3 diamonds worth of iridium ore? I think so. So let's get a bunch more iridium ore. That's expensive. Alright, so our iridium ore with our diamonds, with our advanced alloy. Is it the other way? There it is. It gets us an iridium plate. So we got 1 iridium plate, and now what do we need? To get the superconductor, we need 2 glass fiber cables and some gold. I think I've got some gold in here. So toss our gold up there. We need 2... Wait, what? 2 gold? What? No. 1 gold, yeah. We need 1 gold and 2 glass fiber cables, which I'm pretty sure I've got in this bag here. Or is it the other bag? It's probably the other bag. There it is. So 2 glass fiber cables, and now we need the ultimate lap pack superconductors. Oh, so these things take 2 iridium plates each and 4 advanced alloys. So I'm going to need 8 advanced alloy and 6 carbon plates. So let me get that, guys, and I'll be right back. Here we go. We got ourselves a superconductor number 1 and 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine those with, I believe, our gold and our 2 cables. Yes, 3 superconductors. There we go. An iridium plate, my lap pack, wherever I put it. There it is. And our 6 Laptron crystals. And we get ourselves the ultimate lap pack. This thing holds 10 million EU. Wow. That's actually my first reaction to it. Holy, I thought it held 100,000. Or sorry, 1 million. Toss that in there. Let it drain the entire MFSU. And I think that's all for this episode, guys. So thanks for checking it out. If you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Come check me out next time for the Gravisuit. Alright, guys. As always, enjoy.